Good evening. My name is Alicja Borzeszkowska. I am a junior at NYU Abu Dhabi, majoring in social research and public policy with a concentration in child development and social intervention. Before I begin my presentation, I would like to extend sincere thank yous to my research mentor, Dr. Dana Burda from NYU Steinhardt, to my supervisor, Michael Bochenek, who is a senior counsel to children's rights at Human Rights Watch, and to everyone I met and worked with over the past months during my fellowship experience. And a special thank you to Vasuki, Mehmet, Dean Wofford, Kim, Brander, Connor, and all 2021 fellowship recipients for their incredible support. Now let me share with you my brief presentation for tonight. As a 2021 Gallatin Global Fellow in Human Rights, I pursued research with Human Rights Watch. My work with them examined the situation of unaccompanied refugee and migrant children in France. We investigated the protections to which these children are entitled in France, the possibilities for joining family members in the United Kingdom following its withdrawal from the European Union, and the EU Common Asylum Framework's provision for unaccompanied children. The overarching aim of our research was to contribute relevant evidence for human rights workers to advocate for the receiving states to provide migrant children in France with appropriate protection and assistance. Currently, the situation of these children is dramatic. Their rights are being notoriously abused, and the authorities continue to neglect the urgency and magnitude of crisis on the Franco-British border. The local groups are doing an incredible job to help these children and their families. Our fieldwork took place in Calais and in Paris. The goal in Calais was to interview local rights groups and child migrants in the wake of forced evictions that are currently taking place in these areas. In Paris, the plan was to conduct interviews with local NGOs and government officials. Of particular interest to us was following up on Human Rights Watch's coverage of the age assessment procedures that migrant children who arrive in France must undergo. These procedures are often arbitrary and erroneous, and as such, they significantly limit the scope of available care. Here you can see some of the pictures that we're taking during Michael's time interviewing children in Calais. Simultaneously with my research on the ground, I entered a number of relevant scholarly debates about children and childhood. Under the supervision of Dr. Dana Burda, I have been writing an academic paper which explores how current refugee regimes mediate the tension between the agency and protection in managing the forced displacement of children. Looking back, the most valuable aspect of this experience for me was learning and understanding what ethical research with vulnerable populations entails. My understanding of international human rights as a framework for approaching childhood and forced migration has also changed. I came to France asking myself what it means to be a child in today's world. And are there alternatives to human rights? Are there better, more effective frameworks that can be used to safeguard the livelihoods of child migrants? And based on all of the experiences that I have in France, I was leaving the country asking myself rather what it takes to be a child in today's world. The future of this project is quite exciting. Due to health reasons, I had to conclude my research in France sooner than anticipated, but Michael stayed behind in Calais and carried on interviews with children and local groups. Amazingly, about 2 weeks ago, Human Rights Watch has published an official report from this research in Calais, and which comprehensively describes the situation of children as it was this summer during the research and as it is at the moment. It's a terrific report. I am right now also in the process of preparing a short publications based on this project, and Human Rights Watch anticipates that an official complaint to the EU will also follow as a call for holding relevant states accountable for the situation of migrants in Calais. Finally, this research will serve as a foundation to my capstone thesis at NYU Abu Dhabi and is a stepping stone for my further academic path in what shapes up to be a degree in law. I am deeply grateful for this exceptional opportunity to pursue such a timely and significant research. And thank you especially to all the children.